Hello everybody, it's December 7th. Today we're covering games 76 to 73, and I really don't have anything else to say about this, so should we just get started? My number 76 is Dawn of War 2, a strategy game based in the Warhammer 40k universe from Games Workshop. If you love that universe, it's a great strategy game, and different from many other strategy games is the fact that it's very tactical instead. Instead of building a base, you have one building where you get units and where you get upgrades for your, well, not for your units, but you upgrade that building to get a higher tier of units. And around the map, instead of just getting resources from building like buildings that kind of gets you resources throughout the game, instead you have to go around the map and capture locations. These locations give you then requisition or power, and you use these to buy and upgrade units. And since you only have one building in this game where you pump out units ever so often, it's kind of, especially when you buy like a high tier unit, that will take a long time. That means you won't get any more units for a while, which means that you have to take care of the few units you actually have. For example, if you buy a unit with 5 guys in it, or 5 soldiers in it, I should say, and they lose 3 of them, and you have 2 left, they can actually retreat to the base, and you can get those 3 units back into that unit and move them back out. And everything is about positioning, it's about having the right kind of unit for the right kind of matchup, and you have to put them, for example, if they have a heavy machine gun, they have a firing arc, and they have a setup time, which means if you move them out and they get attacked into melee, they can't really do anything, and you're almost forced to retreat, unless you have a supporting unit that can jump in and start fighting. Looking through my 100 top list, it seems like I really enjoy the tactical kind of RTS games. Not to say that StarCraft doesn't have, the unit control and movement, but it's a more of a fast-paced style, while Dawn of War 2 has the more slower and kind of setup-ish kind of style. I can't really explain the difference there, but it is slower than StarCraft 2 or StarCraft. And you have less units. In StarCraft you can pump out units, build buildings, get a lot of things out pretty fast. While in this game, if you lose one of your units, well, that's not good for you. In this unit, every unit is important in this game. That's what I wanted to say. And you have to take care of them, or otherwise you will lose the game. So yes, my number 76, Dawn of War 2. Number 75 is another game that I really can't remember the story of, because when I played this game, it took me about 300 hours to finish this game. One playthrough, 300 hours. And that's because there's a lot of things to do around the story, around the main story, and extra things that you want to do, and that is Breath of Fire 4. The thing that I remember the most is that you have a few spells that are fairy related. And to enhance those spells, you actually have to manage a fairy village. I'm pretty sure that's how it worked. And you could build buildings in this village, and you could, once you had the new buildings that were like stores and everything, you could go there and buy items and stuff. And the happier they were, and the more people were in that village, the better your fairy spells became. And I just thought that was an amazing mechanic. Breath of Fire 4 takes place in the Breath of Fire series of games, and as I said, I remember playing it through. I remember a few elements, and I remember the fighting being awesome. It's the turn-based kind of fighting, and it's a JRPG, by the way. It's turn-based kind of fighting where your units stand in a line. I think it's 2 lines in Breath of Fire, though. Can't remember for sure if it's in this one or if it's in another one. But yeah, you take actions, doing things, doing spells, doing attacks, and it's just wow. I remember, yes, as I said, I played this for 300 hours, and I did not find a single one of those hours boring. Maybe there was a grind moment somewhere, but it never really felt like a grind with this game. And I'm amazed by it. It's a great game, Breath of Fire 4. Check it out if you haven't. I think it's out for PlayStation. I'm not sure if they re-released it somewhere after that, but it's a great game. If you can find it, get it. Number 74 is a really old NES game or a Nintendo game, and it's called North vs. South. Once again with the tactical strategy games. In this game, you have the United States map, and you're either the North or the South. Surprise, surprise. And you move units around this map, and you can pick a year in the beginning of the game. The thing about this is that it's also a 2-player game, by the way. You pick a year at the beginning, and depending on which year you pick, the units will start in different areas. Different areas will be controlled by North or the South. And then throughout the game, you have units, or armies, that are basically small dudes on the map that you move around. And when you move into an area on the map that has another enemy unit on it, you start a battle. And a map appears, and you have a fight. Each side has 3 different kinds of units. You either have the firing line, which is six soldiers that can shoot, and they can move around and change position and everything. You have 3 the cavalry that move in a line as well, and you have 1 cannon. And then you have to control these. You can only control 1 unit at a time. For example, the cavalry, you can actually activate the cavalry and they will move forward in a straight line by themselves. And you can do that in the beginning just to have them move over the map. Then you can control the cannon, which is a kind of a charge unit. So you have to charge it, and then it will shoot as far as you charged it. Great game for the NES, which is overlooked by all the other great games for NES. But if you have it in your collection, you know what I mean. It's a great game. North versus South. My number 73 really surprised me, mostly because it's a licensed game, and that is Batman Arkham Asylum. I couldn't say that for my life. When I got this, or when I played this, I didn't think much of it. Or when I started playing it, I didn't think it would be great, because licensed games, as we gamers know, whenever there's a good license or a license that we enjoy to make a game out of it, it's usually pretty bad. But the Batman games are really good, and this is the only Batman game on my list, because it's the only one that I played from beginning to finish, or beginning to end. And the other ones I've tried the intros, but this game felt so good because it was a horror kind of feeling to it as well, which was really good for me. And the reason it's here on the list, and the reason that I realized that I loved it so much, is because when I played it, I loved the story. I read about everything that was you got some information about the different comic characters and stuff like that, or different comic books as well throughout the story, and I read about that. And when I played, I wanted to collect everything. And that's a sign of me really enjoying a game. When there's a collectible thing in the game and you're like, I want to do that. I want to do that as well. And I enjoyed doing it. I enjoyed the feeling of collecting those things and still continuing the story. And it's a real... Man, if you've not played the Batman games, you really need to go and check them out. I know it's a licensed game, and maybe you're scared of that, but they're really, really good. So, my number 73, Batman Arkham Asylum. Arkham? Can't say that, can I? Arkham Asylum is great. Thank you. Thank you for watching, everybody. It's December 7th. These were the games 76 through 73. I forgot to mention a few things about the North vs. South game, that there's actually also a platform element where you attack an enemy base, or a train that transports money, and that you can also buy units throughout the game. And basically you have a timer that you move on this 2D field from left to right. That's a 2D, or a platformer works. And if you're 2 players, the other player can call out units and try to attack you to stop you. And he has 7 or something to do that. And it's really, really fun experience, I must say. So that also adds to the overall greatness of that game. Not only the strategy of fighting on the battles. And you can also be attacked by Indians randomly. Oh my god, so many good things about this game. Check it out. If you're a retro gamer and if you enjoyed the NES, check this game out. It's really, really fun. Alright. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. December 7th, come back tomorrow for another 4 games, and I hope you enjoyed. Hit the like button if you did, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.